Hey everyone, I was just sitting here and God revealed to me how incredible it was that he wrestled with Jacob. That God came down in human form and wrestled with Jacob. Now, he wrestled with Jacob as Jacob was transforming, as he was crossing into a new place. And I just thought this was amazing because I was thinking about it as if, like, if you as an adult put your hand on a child's forehead, right, and he's just swinging trying to hit you but he can't reach you, that kind of sense of fighting, and that was like Jacob fighting God. But then I thought about it harder and I was like, God cannot lower himself. He cannot be less than how great he is. So when he came down in human form and wrestled Jacob all night, he didn't just like decide, okay, I'm gonna wrestle him on like a third grader level. He wrestled with him in such a way that Jacob thought that he could defeat God, but also in such a way that he couldn't defeat him. So in a sense, this made it able for Jacob to transform his not only belief in himself, his identity and the strength that he had within him, but also it allowed him to transform his idea of God and what God has for him and what God has called for him. Because God changed his name to Israel. Bless you. Bless you. God changed his name to Israel, which means he wrestles with God. The one who struggles with God. I'm sorry, not wrestles. He struggles with God. The one who struggles with God. But he didn't struggle against God. And I think that's so cool because God didn't wrestle him in a sense of like, I don't know, like alpha against alpha. I feel like he wrestled him as like a fatherly, brotherly fight. I don't know. I see it in a different way. I don't see it as like he fought him as if two men were coming up against each other to fight over some food. He wrestled him in a way that that made him stronger beneath, which is a fatherly thing to do. And I just thought that was beautiful because God didn't cower down. God didn't, make himself smaller when he fought Jacob. He fought him as God, knowing that he could defeat him, but also fought him all night. I mean, I've like, wrestled around before and you get tired after like 20 minutes. It's exhausting. I've also hurt my knee. Like I had an ACL surgery and a couple surgeries after that, and all I fought was a soccer ball and gravity. Like there came no there was no, there was no like great story behind that. Now, God dislocated his hip essentially and he walked with a limp every day after that and never forgot about it, but like I you good? I walk with a limp and like I just said, I fought gravity in a soccer ball. It's not nearly as, full of power and might as Jacob's story was, but all this is to say we wrestle with God, we struggle, we question and we wonder these things. We all do this. This is completely normal. And I feel like you're not being honest with yourself. You're full of pride if you say like, "Oh no, I trust God 100% and I've never struggled with it." Like whatever. We all do. You can lie to yourself and say you don't, but that means you're trusting in yourself, not in God's ability to keep you. So I just thought this is amazing because he gives us the strength. If he allowed Jacob to fight him that whole night and renamed him based on that wrestle match he had with him, imagine how much strength he is giving you to defeat the enemy that's already been defeated. Like we get so scared by, smoke screens and the enemy's shadow, and that's all it is. It's just a shadow. It can't touch you. He can't have you. He can't, you know, take you forever. He can't have you. He really can't have you. You can hand yourself over to him, but ultimately God owns you. And I don't know, I just thought it was a pretty cool thing. Like God came down just to wrestle Jacob, just to rename him based off of that. The one who struggles with God. But his struggle was so much more than that. His struggle with God was his strength in God. And, you know, I think it's Second Corinthians says how God's strength is made perfect in our weakness. God's strength was made perfect in Jacob's weakness. God's strength is made perfect in your weakness. And this is just so great. This is so great. I hope that this makes sense to somebody. I pray that this blesses you and you receive it. But yeah, you are made. God's strength is made perfect in our weakness. You are made strong through God in your weakest moments. Whether you're wrestling with him over a person, over a thing, over why you went through things in your life, over why you're in the season you're in, over why things aren't going right, you are being made strong in that. These trials were sent, these challenges were sent to make you stronger. And I know it doesn't always feel like that, especially if you're grieving. Grieving somebody is in another level, but you know, morning comes at night. Morning happens at night, however that goes. Morning comes at night. Morning is at night and joy comes in the morning. I don't know how the first don't know how the first part goes, but the second part, I'm tired. The second part is joy comes in the morning. And so I just wanted to get on here and say that because no matter what you are fighting, God is strengthening you in it. And if you could shift your perspective to that and understand that the enemy has already been defeated, you already won this battle, no matter how it goes, it'll glorify God in the end. You can come into alignment with God's will so that you don't have to keep repeating these kinds of things, or that you don't have to stay stuck in a place of grieving forever. So yeah, I love you all. Have a blessed night.